Good afternoon, ma'am and sir, and my dear friends. Myself, Crystal Chetri from Class 7 Jupiter. I would like I would like to ask some questions to you both, ma'am and sir. My first question goes to sir. What one mistake students should never afraid of making?
What mistakes should a student never
Should never
be afraid of making? Okay, that's a very good question. I like that question at all. I can. It's not an easy question to answer because I don't think there. I think if you're scared of making mistakes, you're not going to learn very well. You're not going to put yourself out there. There's all sorts of analogies, I suppose. One might. I don't know. I was going to think of. Do you know what skiing is? Skiing, not perhaps a good analogy here. If you're learning sport, you've got to try something new if you're going to get better at it. And if you try something new, sometimes you'll make a mistake. And you mustn't let trying something new put you off because you're scared of making that mistake. You must go for it all the time. So if you've got an idea and I want to try it, but you're not sure how it's going to work out, give it a go. And then if it goes wrong, you've learned something. And then we have a saying, you learn a lot by the mistakes you make. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful answer. Now, my second question goes to you, ma'am. How do you help student who finds learning difficult?
So I've only really helped students from like coaching. So I've done tutoring and coaching for students. And I think there's many ways to learn. And I think some people find reading a book the easiest way and they remember it straight away. I can't do that. Some people find putting something to a song or putting something to an action a way to remember. So if you remember a certain rhyme, it might help you make memories. And then when it comes to the exam, you can just say that rhyme in your head. I think the best thing is to find out how you learn. And you're not going to know straight away. You might have to try writing down. You might have to try speaking to yourself over and over, sounding a bit silly, but just in your bedroom, trying to remember things. You might learn by singing. You might learn by doing. But I think everyone has their own way of learning. And so if you're really struggling with something, just try and think of a different way of doing it because no one's the same. So just because your friend might find it easier, don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am, for your amazing answer. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am and sir, for your wonderful answer.
Pleasure. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, respected teachers and my lovely friends. Myself, Angela Khanna from grade 6. Today, I would like to ask some questions. My first question goes to sir. What habits that students do to make teachers happiest?
Okay, so what you're asking is what do the students do that make teachers happy?
Yes.
Okay, well, working hard obviously is the answer, but showing respect to your teachers, that's one thing I think is vitally important. You've got to go into a class and think that these teachers have got something to tell me and I must try and learn. When I was head of sixth form, which is the oldest students, I used to say to them, you're here now not to learn, do things for your teacher, not to do something for your mum and dad because they're sending you to school, but eventually it comes a point when you have got to drive your own education. You've got to say to yourself, I want to learn. And unless you're saying to yourself, I want to learn, you're not going to learn so well. As soon as you start thinking, I want to learn, rather than I have to learn because I've got to go to school and learn, once you say, I want to learn, then you'll start to learn a lot more. And you'll respect the teachers and you'll say, this person's going to give me the information. I've got to get the information from him or her. So I think as a teacher, I used to really think that was the best way a student could show that make me happy by making me feel as though I was doing a good job and helping them to learn, rather than some students who think I'm just there to make their life difficult and give them work to do.